To our VMworld audience, it is my pleasure today to have Tim Hodges, the CEO of Deutsche Telekom, a good friend, a good partner, join us today. Tim, welcome. And I see you're surrounded by some wonderful magenta there.
Yeah, welcome, Pat. Hope you're doing well.
Now, Tim, we've enjoyed a wonderful relationship with each other over the years, and VMware is working with Deutsche Telekom in many ways. 2020, what an incredible, disruptive, unexpected year. How have you been leading through the pandemic, and how is Deutsche Telekom doing?
Nobody was expecting the black swan, and suddenly it appeared. And, we had in March to send 180,000 people into a remote, into home office. We did that, almost in 1 week. All the IT, everything went perfectly. I was surprised about the way how our organization managed the crisis. On top of that, immediately, this organization, my team was able to think ahead of it. What does that mean for us? And making the crisis an opportunity. I'll give you an example. We launched within the first 2 weeks an extra tariff for all our customers. We made Disney Plus as an exclusive service for free for all the families having their kids at home. We launched, WebEx conferences and Teams, for schools, so that, in Europe and Germany, schools can, idle-wise immediately bring their kids into digital education. And we did that for free, and we made big advertising, and this resonated. The result is, and I'm very proud about my organization, we have the highest Net Promoter Score we ever had in history. Our TRIM, which is our value of customer satisfaction, went up by more than 10 points. And we have the highest satisfaction of people within their organization. 90% of our employees say that they're proud working for Deutsche Telekom at that point in time, and that they feel very well cared from the organization. So honestly speaking, there is no winner in that crisis. But we went through that very, very successful. And you have seen our latest results, half result. We have confirmed or even increased our guidance for 2020 pre-COVID.
That's really incredible to hear, Tim. And maybe, as you know, 5G has been even further accelerated as a result. We see 5G as have the power to bring us together, to form new abilities and new companies. And, I see us closer together than ever before. Maybe you can tell us about some of the lessons you've learned as you've been part of the 5G journey.
Look, you should know a little bit about the DNA of Deutsche Telekom. Our purpose is we won't stop until everyone is connected. For us, 5G is the next big opportunity. Everything which can be connected will be connected, and 5G is the enabler for that one. 100 times more speed, a dramatic increase of capacity, and this coming at real-time, low latencies, below 10 milliseconds. This is what we are talking about. And Deutsche Telekom's ambition as the leading European telco is we want to be the number one in every drive test, in every connectivity test, with regard to 5G. It's a big, big business opportunity for all of us, and it will enable the society to become better.
Tim, maybe you should just get a little excited about 5G, a little bit more passion and enthusiasm. But I agree with you. I think 5G, enterprise 5G, truly going to have that transformative capacity. One other thing to click on a little bit in our time together is Open RAN. This idea of O-RAN changing and bringing an open software layer to the radio access network, increasing the capacity of the networks and making them software defined and cloud connected. And we're excited about O-RAN and some of the things that we're doing together there. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about that and what it means for your transformation of the future.
Look, preaching to the converted, or we say in Europe, we say we are carrying owls to Athens. That is a funny idiom of describing, it already. But what is it about? the networks are evolving. And, in the past, we had this classical core infrastructure, and we had our antennas and the access nodes out there. What we see is a dismantling, a disaggregation of the infrastructure. We see the cloudification of the services, because most of the steering of the infrastructure is going by software, and the home of the software is the cloud. So this is, let's say, a tendency which we see, and that is helping us not only to produce at significant lower cost, it will even help us, to improve the quality of service, and the time to market with regard to a lot of functionalities like, dynamic spectrum sharing and other things, functionalities. So what we need for that one is an open ecosystem. In the past, what we bought was boxes, closed boxes, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G boxes from one vendor, everything closed in one box, and we paid super premiums for that one. And at the end of the day, we had to ask our customers to pay for that. This is something we want to disaggregate. With the softwareization and with the virtualization and with your help on the multi-cloud, which is enabling this, we make cheaper services and better quality possible in the future. And on top of that, it makes us even more independent from specific vendors. It makes us independent from any kind of vendor in the future. We will have more control about the software and the quality ourselves, and at the lower price. This is, let's say, what we are driving with Open RAN, which is a standard for the telecommunication industry, which is helping us, to have more an open source approach to the technology than a black box.
That's exciting, and I'm really impressed that you've gone even as far as suggesting that the regulators and the German Telecommunication Act might mandate O-RAN into the telecommunications infrastructure of Europe. That's impressive. Well, I don't know if you're the preacher and I'm the choir, or if I'm the preacher and you're the choir, but we're all in on this strategy together. And I believe it's going to be truly transformative for the entire industry. We've been talking a little bit about the VMware and Deutsche Telekom partnership, and we've been working with T-Systems for 15 years, doing some joint projects with Mobile EdgeX together. But what's really exciting now is bringing the VMware technology into the core networks of Deutsche Telekom. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you view the VMware partnership.
I appreciate and admire really what you have done, focusing your company into a niche which is super relevant for telecommunication operators. Helping us on this way which I described, the disaggregation, the virtualization of our networks. This is something which we need, but we do not want to give our keys to the hyperscalers. We do not want to hand it over to the Amazons and the Microsoft. We want to work with them. They are good partners, but having an independent multi-cloud approach with high network competence was the moment for VMware in the history of our relationship.
Tim, it's really encouraging to see how rapidly we've been able to move the partnership forward. Great customer, great partnerships, great innovation together. And we're doing new POCs together and bringing together how we're working, and our partners are becoming your partners and your partners are becoming our partners. It's really been phenomenal, the progression of the relationship. And maybe as we wrap up, Tim, any final messages to the VMworld audience?
The first thing is this is all about people, what we have, and I really like to thank you for your personal commitment, your energy, and driving all this relationship over the last years is amazing. So I have to personally thank you for this one. I think even your investment into Mobile EdgeX services, so our edge computing shows the commitment to this industry, and I think that is needed. We should stay connected. That is the most important things. And at the end of the day, as we say in one of our sentences here at Deutsche Telekom, get things done. This is, let's say, our color. It's always about getting things done at the end of the day, not talking, but doing. And be aware, you have my commitment. You have our access to all the business customers which Deutsche Telekom has as a leading European telco. That's my commitment, and I'm sure we're going to have success in the future.
Well, Tim, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to when we might do a ski trip together, when we might go golfing together. but most importantly, how we and our companies are working together to improve the lives of every human on the planet. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tim.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Telcos are no longer just basic connectivity providers. With the emergence of 5G, they have an opportunity to break out of that mold and reinvent themselves, develop new business models, and engage with the larger innovation ecosystem to deliver new services that are more germane in the digital world. This transformation requires a virtualized telco cloud architecture to modernize legacy networks. Like every industry, those most aggressively moving forward with transforming their infrastructures will be best positioned to adapt and remain competitive as the world changes. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome VMware customers, Mark Ruan, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Network Officer at Dish, George Fernandez, CTO at Rogers, and Mark Chong, who's the Group CTO at Singtel. All innovative leaders who are taking their companies into the future and building 5G networks that will allow them to participate in the forefront of the new cloud economy and deliver exceptional customer experiences. Gentlemen, welcome. Hi, Mark. I guess you could call Dish the new kid on the block. Always one for innovation. This year you jumped into the US wireless market and are in the process of building the nation's first cloud-native open radio access network. VMware is thrilled to work with you on this one, on one-of-a-kind network that you have selected our VMware Telco Cloud platform as the foundation for your 5G and Edge strategy. Now, Dish has made two key architectural decisions when you undertook this to enter the wireless market. One was to go with this open RAN architecture, and the other one was to go with cloud-native capability right from the get-go. Mark, what do you see as the opportunities and challenges with going with these disruptive technologies, and why do you feel like that ultimately was the right decision for Dish?
Yeah, so yes, indeed, Shekar, we made the decision to go cloud-native about a year ago. And then we went on a journey to test if it was the right time and the right solution. So we went through extensive testing over the last almost a year, 9 months. And we came to the conclusion in the June timeframe that yes, indeed, the market is ready for cloud native. And I must say, thanks to you guys, we went beyond our dreams and expectation. We can now onboard pretty much any cloud native 5G function, automate it, do automatic scale up. I mean, it's a dream comes true for us. When it comes to ORAN, Open RAN, so indeed it increases the ecosystem. We have much more partners coming to us. We have seen a very good economics. But what we have seen even more is that the speed of innovation is much faster than before because there are so many people that want to invest in ORAN. There's so many people that want to bring some new ways of managing efficiency, spectrum, power, and everything that, it's another dream comes true to us where we have much more possibilities than before. So that's another very sweet decision we think we've made.
That's excellent to hear. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks, Shekar.
Thank you, George, for being here. Rogers has been recently named the best wireless network in Canada, and we're thrilled that you've chosen our Telco Cloud platform. I'd love to have you share some of your key network priorities as you look ahead, particularly as you are adopting a common Telco Cloud platform and as you're rolling out your 5G services. If you could let us know a little bit about the benefits that you expect from this unified cloud architecture that will provide you much more than traditional network architectures, that would be great for you to share.
First of all, thank you for inviting me, Shekar. It's a pleasure to be here and to share a bit of the Rogers stories and the plans, and also the importance of our partnership. First of all, let me say that we're incredibly proud of the work that our team has done over the past months in terms of making sure that the networks have been up and serving these needs that have come about as a result of this pandemic. And so for us, it was incredibly important not only to serve those needs, but then during the pandemic to be recognized as the best performing network in Canada. The priorities, frankly, going forward continue to be, first of all, on the radio infrastructure, as we, on the one hand, will continue to maintain our investments in our 4G infrastructure to ensure that it stays at a world-leading level of quality. We expect that still within the next 3 years, probably 85% of all mobile data will continue to be served by 4G network. So that continues to be an important. On the 5G side, I'm happy to say that we're not only the first, but the largest 5G network in Canada. We announced recently that we are now serving over 50 towns and cities around the country. And so looking forward, we will continue to invest in our 5G network by building out the network and continuing to build out the network. The second part of our investments, of course, is in the 5G core. And here we'll be upgrading our 5G non-standalone core network to a 5G standalone core. This for us is important because obviously it allows us to start enabling some of the new 5G capabilities like low latency and the ability to serve millions of IoT devices. And of course, the ability to start the first capabilities around network slicing, serving customers with dedicated bandwidth and latency. I would say the third part of our priorities is, of course, continuing the build of our common hybrid cloud in partnership with VMware. And this is important for us because it's really the first step as we move towards a software-enabled network and IT required to expose the network as a platform. So we really talk about enabling these new capabilities. We think about them as currencies that need to be enabled through a flexible and agile software environment. And these network capabilities will be exposed as APIs or microservices that will then be consumed by new applications of the future. So that's how we're thinking about the investment and the priorities. And so we're talking about not only a private cloud environment, but really operating and managing and creating this new environment across the extent of our on-prem cloud environments, public cloud environments across the web scalers, and leading all the way out into the edge of the network. VMware has shown that it has both the vision and the strategy to deliver this capability going forward. So for us, that's how we think about the partnership going forward, and that's how we think about 5G and some of the new capabilities that this will bring about.
Thank you very much, George. This was wonderful. Thank you for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mark, thank you for being here and joining me on this fireside chat. Singtel provides a diverse range of services, including fixed, mobile, data, internet, TV, digital solutions, and more, and has the ambitious goal of enabling Singapore's smart nation vision through 5G. We're just delighted to be a partner of yours in this journey. What I wanted to find out is, why is 5G so important to achieving this vision? And what are some of the use cases that you see emerging in the region, Mark?
Thanks, Shekar. Well, 5G is so important because it is such a transformational leap from the previous generations of mobile technology. Unlike 3G, 4G, 5G delivers far more superior speeds, much lower latency, and it allows massive connectivity of devices, so underpinning what we would like to see in terms of IoT for smart nation. But besides these attributes, actually what 5G also gives us is that it is programmable, it is very flexible, provided we know how to program it. So in order to reap all that benefits of 5G, it requires operators like us to transform also the backend of our network. So what this means is that we have to virtualize our cores, we have to build software development capability. And you know about virtualized cores because we are working with you on this. Now, in terms of use cases, what we see is that there's a lot of promise in low latency of 5G. But the early use cases of 5G that we see make use of the very high throughput in uplink for 5G. So, for example, in a port, in a shipyard, we are working with the operator to stack containers accurately and more reliably, leveraging on the high throughput of 5G. So they use video, the uplinking of cameras, video on containers, so that the remote operator can see how he can stack the containers accurately, reliably. Previously, they depended on 4G and Wi-Fi, and we all know that 4G and Wi-Fi do not have such high uplink speeds. So this is one use of 5G that we see. Another area of interest is in asset management. So in a shipyard, you can imagine there are lots of pieces of equipment moving around. The massive connectivity of 5G will enable the customer to track all these pieces of equipment moving around in the shipyard. In the consumer space, we are doing trials with some cloud gaming companies. And what we see is that 5G NSA, non-standalone latency, is lower than that of 4G. And 5G SA is even lower than that of 5G NSA. And what excites the cloud gaming companies is that when we put their applications on our mobile edge, we not only deliver far lower latency than the SA version, we can also assure the latency. So this is quite a leap from the past, and we are all excited about this and what's possible going forward.
Very good, Mark. That was very insightful. Again, thank you for taking time from your busy day to spend time with us in this fireside chat. Thank you again, Mark, and congratulations to you and Singtel.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
As you've all just heard, 5G promises to usher in significantly increased efficiencies, productivity, and economies of scale brought about by new business models and partnerships. I'm delighted to have had industry-leading customers from Dish, Rogers, and Singtel join me today to share their journey and describe how VMware's Telco Cloud is enabling them to make 5G a reality and participate in today's cloud economy. Please make sure to stick around as we have lots of great content still to come. And enjoy VMworld 2020.